crisis in Haiti is reaching new extreme heights, according to a new UNICEF report released today. Nearly 3 million children, the highest number on record, need support there. Haiti has long faced turmoil, but in recent years, violent gangs have taken control of entire regions, isolating neighborhoods, exacerbating hunger and malnutrition in a place where generational poverty is very much alive and a resurgence of cholera is wreaking havoc. But there are people trying to help, those who call Haiti home and those who don't. Our Matt Rivers traveled to Haiti to see exactly what's unfolding there firsthand.
Deep in the heart of Haiti's breadbasket, an area called Artibonite, this small farm grows one of Haiti's most beloved fruits.
C'est un mango ça, le mango français. C'est un mango que on était qu'on vend en pile. Mais je ne dis pas, il pas même mon grain ne pas vendre. La question mango ça tout c'est gaspillé.
Thousands of mangoes rot on the ground, flies feasting on what should be sold in a market. But just getting this produce to a market these days is nearly impossible to do safely.
Il y a des gens tout dans période de faire production là, ça veut dire que mango a te connaît yo et puis il y a d'autres produits tout c'est pas seulement mango qui gaspillé, il y a des autres produits paysans fait qui gaspillé à cause d'insécurité. Et bien paysans je dis yo là il y a des bras balancés.
Normally, these farmers harvest the crop and send it to the nearby city of Gonaïves. From there, it's sent all across the country. But an eruption of gang violence has brought with it the threat of murder and kidnapping. Go to the market, risk your life.
Bandi prend nous à la veille, nous fait 3 jours dehors. Mais après 3 jours, nous fait dehors, ils prennent l'argent sous nous, nous t'avons acheté commerce pour nous te vendre, ils prennent l'argent sous nous. Et puis après ça, ils viennent mettre, déposer, nous mettre en côté, nous faire 3 jours. Ils viennent demander famille nous gros l'argent pour libérer nous après.
Desimis Modelen is one of hundreds of women known as Madan Sara, workers who buy and sell produce, a key part of distributing food throughout the country.
After kidnapping, ça va être un gros tristesse pour moi. Je prends l'argent, je lague, je prends l'argent, je ne pas l'acheter, je viole. Tout ça. M'oblige à concentrer la qualité.
With markets inaccessible, the UN's World Food Program, or WFP, is trying to help, setting up a small market where they buy produce directly from farmers.
You guys are buying from local farmers, that's the idea.
Straight from local farmers. Thousands of local farmers are able to earn some income, make some money, even during this crisis, thanks to this program.
Normally, when there's not so much gang violence, they can just sell at another market here,
right.
But because of the violence, they can't sell their food there?
That's exactly right. The violence has harmed markets, it's a disrupted trade, and farmers can no longer do what they do, which is bring their goods to market and sell them because they're threatened of being kidnapped, they're threatened by violence.
So even though this market looks incredibly busy, it's actually not as busy as it used to be?
It's not as busy as it used to be. Some of the larger shops here have become shuttered. They're closed entirely because it's too dangerous to operate in this context. A lot of this is imported stuff. We've got rice from the U.S., which happens to be cheaper than the local production. So one of the reasons why Haiti's food insecure is that agriculture has been undermined by cheap imports.
Right.
And it's the same story in other countries.
So what will it take to fix this?
Look, we need immediate action to help out these farmers, give them a chance. You need investment in infrastructure, you need investment in education, but also, and most importantly, you need peace.
Without security, you can't fix any of these issues.
No peace, no food, no peace. That's what this place is about.
WFP itself has been hit by the violence. Last year, its storehouse completely overrun by hundreds of people who broke in, stealing food from inside while setting the building on fire. What's happening in Gonaïves is a mere part of the utter chaos that has enveloped Haiti and specifically its capital of Port-au-Prince. The two cities are 90 miles apart, the same as New York to Philly, but were forced to fly in a UN chopper. From above, you can see the highway that connects those two cities is empty. Under gang control, it's become a highway of death. If you drive it, you could be killed. It's a major reason why Haitian-grown food can't reach the rest of the country. Arriving in Port-au-Prince, the question is, how has this happened, and why are things so bad? Haiti's history is long and complicated, but focus on the last 2 years. The country's president, Jovenel Moïse, was assassinated in July 2021. No new elections have been held, meaning right now there's not one elected official in office at any level of government countrywide. Armed groups now fill a power vacuum. The UN says more civilians were killed in Haiti during the first 4 months of the year than in Ukraine.
This is an area entirely controlled by armed groups, and because those groups are fighting one another, this is one of the most dangerous areas in all of Haiti. In fact, the only reason we can get in is because one of these gangs has given us permission to enter, but they've told us we're not allowed to film as we enter the neighborhood because they don't want to show their enemies, as they call it, what they're doing.
A few seconds later, we're told it's not safe to film.
Yeah, we have to put down the... Okay, there, no, let's stop filming. Let's stop filming.
Once inside, we go to a school with the WFP and their partner, local NGO, hands together. They go to deliver lunch. The school, an oasis of sorts, in a desert of brutality.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
A brief moment of peace that can be interrupted at any time.
In here. Yup. So this is damage from a stray bullet.
Yes.
Here, that came in from the street. That's the violence.
That's the violence.
And there's kids everywhere.
Sometimes you find some bullets on the yard, in the classroom.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of freaky.
Yeah. It's terrifying.
It is.
WFP and its partners are feeding roughly 600 kids here, likely their only solid meal of the day. Tiny hands grip big spoons and clean plates of Haitian rice and beans. 12-year-old Michael Francois says the violence has been horrific. He walks us over to his house right nearby the school. Inside, he and his mom show us the bed that he hides under when the shooting starts. His neighborhood is bleak and not getting better.
When the violence gets bad enough, sometimes this neighborhood can be completely cut off from the outside world for weeks at a time. That means no drinking water coming in, no food, no trash pickup. Hundreds of people have died here in this neighborhood as a result over the last few months. What's happening here is the definition of a humanitarian crisis.
Filling the void are so-called mud pies, eaten in Haiti for a long time, but never as a primary source of food, until now.
What's happening here?
It's a place where they made the mud pie.
It's called mud pie.
Call it mud pie.
So how are they made?
They use the mud, they add up salt and butter, they mix it together. They use like something to make it smooth.
No one wants to eat this.
Yeah, but if you're starving, you get to.
At this hospital, a few miles outside of Cité Soleil, mothers bring in their malnourished children. Paulette just brought in her son, Marvin's, for treatment.
So a nurse just weighed Marvin's here using this scale. He was about 9 kilos, that's roughly 20 pounds. Marvin's is 4 years old. My son is just shy of 10 months old. They weigh the exact same.
Paulette fears she can't care for her son. Today, she's considering giving little Marvin's up for adoption.
As a doctor, as a pediatrician, how difficult is it to see this happening in your hospital on a personal level?
It affects me because the numbers are rising. The children are really in bad condition.
Dr. Florence Sine is the director of pediatrics here. She's never seen things this bad, not even after the earthquake in 2010. Today alone, she's treating a half-dozen severe malnutrition cases, often paying out of her own pocket to do so.
I would imagine when you became a doctor, that wasn't necessarily what you imagined.
This is what I keep saying. But once you are in it, you can just look at them this way, knowing the situation, and let them die like this. I can't let them die.
Amidst the hunger and the violence, hundreds of thousands of Haitians have fled abroad, often to the U.S. Many have tried to take advantage of a Biden administration parole program to get in, but if that doesn't work, some get desperate.
We're on our way to a boat that's going to take us to an island called Turtle Island just off the coast here. That's where all the migrants that are trying to get to the U.S. are taking off from.
Arriving here to the island is the first step in an incredibly dangerous journey for migrants heading for Florida.
Bonjour. Ça va?
And this man will help them do it for a price.
Activité me fait sous idéal. Moi c'est mener moun pour les paix au Cap, Miami, États-Unis.
The boat can take up to 100 people, many of whom sail down below.
So here below deck, it is incredibly hot. It is very uncomfortable. And if I move to the back here, I can show you just how cramped this space is. The captain tells us that at any given time, while the ship is in motion, there's up to 50 people sharing this space, sitting more or less like this. And remember, this journey can last 5 days or more.
For many, it's their first time on a boat, and days spent on the open water can take its toll. When people break down mentally, the smuggler tells us what he does.
Les moun ou parti à moun nan, ide nan fond, il gen folie ou marche avec so derrière, ou vinn mettre là, ou mettre à pied nan ma, ou prend un code.
With this?
Yeah, ou prend code ou maré, ou prend de l'eau, ou vide sous lit, ou tempérer pour demander qui ça t'a passé, comment il senti. Si des vomi la vomi ou ka tempérer ou faut mettre couche à terre, quand tu peux forme quoi. Comme ça, si maladie, même 3-4 moun, ou prend au maré, ou prend de l'eau dans la mer, ou vide sous yo, puis ou ka comprendre forme quoi, parce que les moun nan lè en lè.
No one would choose to take this kind of journey, but many here see it as their only option. On the island, Jeanette is a would-be migrant, waiting for the smuggler's boat to leave so she can try to go to the U.S. She says she's out of money, staying in this hut with no power or running water.
Pour mal travail, pour me travailler, pour me sabler comme moi, pour m'occuper petit moi maman et en même temps famille.
Jeanette is traveling with her friend Keisha, who says for her this journey is about the future.
Et pour me chercher la vie meilleure, pour me aider famille. Moi j'ai un petit monde qui a 6 ans. Bon, on connaît la vie à soi chancelier et puis bon monde qui te relève. Moi tant mieux et j'ai décidé de participer.
What a grim portrait. Our thanks to Matt Rivers for bringing us that.